Hey guys, Lord here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys Warhammer 40k Blood Angels Hellblaster. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, as said before, today we are taking a look at the Blood Angels Hellblaster. That's a pretty badass name, isn't it? That's metal AF, if I do say so myself, but he is of course from the Warhammer 40k action figure line by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys, who will probably remain the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys until the end of time, because this is another example of a brick, a chunk, a hunk of plastic for $20. I mean, holy shit. So with that being said, we're just going to get into the meat and taters of this video. Take a look, see here. He is a big boy. This thing's like a Hulkbuster. Really cool head sculpt. I like kind of the red eyes, kind of the Deadshot eye going there. But articulation on this dude, he can look up a little bit. He's got a double ball peg in the head, it seems. He can look down a little bit too. Tilt side to side. He's got these shoulder pads which are on ball joints. It's got a winged kind of emblem on this side, and then it's got that same kind of emblem over here, but it's just painted on. And the shoulders do move out. They are a little tricky to move out, but they do move out. Yeah, you're not gonna get a ton out of those. That's probably about as far as you're gonna get with the shoulder pad on. You can pop them off though; they are on ball joints, as I said. But I like keeping the arms down at the side. It keeps the swivel tighter, and you know, of course, he swivels. He does have the ball peg too, so he can tilt forward and back. No cup piece on this guy. I think that would have maybe helped a little bit to maybe make the arms a little bit more stiff on the rotation department, because his gun is pretty heavy. You're not going to be one-handing that though, so I guess that's whatever. He does have a bicep swivel hidden nicely above the armor plate here. I think it's above the armor plate but below where the shoulder pad pegs in. He does have a double jointed elbow, but the bottom joint here gives you plenty of range. But if you want, you can use the other one and get a little bit more. It is pretty stiff though, but he can pretty much punch himself in his own face, so that's amusing. To me anyways. Then he's got the ball hinge wrists, which I will say were nice and tight on mine. A little bit scary on the other side because I couldn't find the joint, but once you do, it works just fine. He's got the double rotation there as always. He's got a ball joint in the upper torso, which is stiff enough. I wish it was a little bit tighter maybe and a little less gappy back here, but he's got something to cover that up. We'll go over that in a minute. And then he does have a waist swivel, and it's pretty much just a swivel. You're not going to get a whole lot out of that. Hips kick forward and back. And now he's got a thigh cut that does work for the most part. He's got a double jointed knee, which he can almost kick his own ass. That's impressive. And then he's got, I think, just a double ball peg in the foot, but it works really effectively. You can tilt the foot around, you can spin it, you can rotate it, you can do whatever. I will say the armor plates on this guy kind of differ on each side. This one has some dings in it. His foot plate here even has a little bit of a notch in it. And that's not from like mold flash or anything, mold degradation. It's actually sculpted that way. He's got some more back here, whereas he does not have here. The gauntlets are a little bit different on each side, so he's an asymmetrical figure for the most part. symmetrical in ways, but very kind of split up and down, a little bit different on each side, which I do like now and again. I don't mind some asymmetry once in a while. I think it adds a little bit of personality to the figure, if I do say so myself. But yeah, he's a big boy. He's got pig holes on the bottom of his feet, but you can clearly see he stands just fine. Doesn't really need help with that. And he does have a giant hole on his back. So what is that for? This is a giant jetpack. Which, yeah. It's a giant red jetpack. Didn't the Space Marines in Warhammer have a lot more skulls on them? Or is that something they scrapped for this new game? I don't know. Pegging that in. It just pegs right in. Does make him a little back heavy, so you have to tilt him forward a bit. But he will stand just fine. He's not going to fall over on you. I mean, there, you can see him there. I will say the knees are a little tricky to get perfectly straight, so keep that in mind. But there you go. There he is with his jetpack thing, which sticks out quite a ways too. Maybe I don't have it pegged in all the way. I think I do. Just sticks out quite a bit. I do wish maybe that went in deeper. Kind of covered this slot here. This big old kind of rectangular piece that's on the figure, but that seems to be as far in as it's going to go. So there you go. There he is. Looking awesome. Makes me wish I had the blue one now. I really wish I had that figure. I wanted it when it came out, but I don't think my dad ever saw it when he went out toy hunting. So, whatever. He does also come with a big honkin' blaster, which is probably why they call him the Hellblaster. This thing is absolutely massive. Look at next to the figure, it's about the size of one of his legs, and this guy is no slouch. I'm going to put this in off camera, just because it's a little tricky to get in his hands, because it is so massive. But you can see it's got these, I'm guessing this is what he's firing, these little canisters here. They're filling this thing with what he's shooting out. And it's got 1, 2, 3 barrels in this scope thingy on the top. I don't know anything about Warhammer, but this looks badass. That's all there is to it. Very reminiscent of ye olden days of McFarlane toys, where they gave figures giant honking blasters that normal people would not be able to wield because they're so damn heavy. Then it comes with the standard McFarlane display base stand thingy with a peg on it with the Warhammer logo, which he does not need because he is just that big. And let me tell you what, I like me some Spartans from Halo, but these guys make them look like a bunch of wimps. I'm just saying, these guys don't mess around. But with that being said, let's take a look at some size comparisons. Taking a look at some size comparisons, here is our Hellblaster figure next to the Doom Marauder, who's actually got more size to him than I thought he did. He's a little bit taller than this guy. Not just because of the horns either. Where the top of his noggin appears to be, at least as far as I can tell, higher than the Hellblaster. So, good to know. And then we have the only other Warhammer 40k figure, which I've already taken a look at and actually own, the Necron Warrior. And how do these guys stand a chance against these Marines? They're little spindly skeleton robot dudes compared to, well, Hulkbusters. Well, I guess if they're like Terminators, they have a shot, right? Up next, here he is next to the DC Multiverse Arkham Origins Batman. And has anyone turned one of these guys into a custom armored Batman yet? If not, please get on that and send it to me. Just saying. That'd be really cool. Like a Batman Hulkbuster kind of thing going on. I don't know. Anyway, wishful thinking, I guess. And then we have the Mortal Kombat 11 Shao Kahn, who is just a towering titan at this point. He's possibly the tallest thing I've reviewed all year, next to that Equidron figure from Mythic Legions. And last, but certainly not least, got our two regulars, the Mythic Legions Brother Mandibulus and the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn. And I gotta say, the Hellblaster looks like he'd be a nice addition to the red and black club. Just saying. That's an inside joke for this channel. Watch any figure review of a red and black figure and you might get it. Might. I don't know. My humor's confusing. But with that being said, time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from having a kick-ass name, I have to say this is a pretty kick-ass action figure. Even if you're like me and don't know nothing when it comes to Warhammer. Aside from the fact that they were on Bolt Thrower album covers in the early 90s. But that's besides the point. This thing is a chunk of plastic for $20. Sticking with that trend with this company, McFarlane Toys, always giving you bang for your buck. This is essentially a bath in a box, and McFarlane Toys is known for that. They do it quite often. Even though, yeah, the Gorilla Grodd might not have been that big, but at the same time, still bigger than what you get in a Marvel Legends package for $20. Am I right or am I right? And this guy's no exception. And yeah, he's not the most posable thing. I mean, the articulation is there. He's got the double jointed elbows, knees, and everything, but the big bulky armor of the Space Marine design does hinder it quite a bit. So, you know, that's to be expected, but considering the restraints they had to work with, I think they gave us a pretty quality product all together. Yeah, the gun's a little tricky for him to hold, but once you got it in both hands, it stays in place for the most part. And the hands are a little bit of a softer material, so you can kind of warp them around the gun, get a better grip on it and whatnot. And the backpack is cool. Kind of looks like a jetpack, to be honest with you. And aside from, unfortunately, not possessing the blue one, I am pretty much all in on this line at this point. I love these figures. These figures are awesome. And for the money, I would gladly put it towards these. These are really solid pieces, and I'm happy to add them to my collection. So if anyone's got the blue Space Marine out there, hit your boy up. Come on, man. Come on, man. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. And of course, if you're into cool shit, pick this thing up. Just do it! And if you haven't already, hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions for live unboxing videos of all kinds of stuff. And as always, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this figure, if you like or don't like this figure, if you are jonesing for or gonna pass on this figure. He's been out for a little bit. I'd say about a month or so now. And yeah, I'm glad I picked him up. I want the blue one more, but this is a good start. This gives me an idea of what that figure's like. And if that figure's anything like this one, oh boy. But as always, don't forget to keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially when you miss out on cool shit like that blue Space Marine. Seriously, where the hell was that figure? It wasn't even, I don't know. Distribution sucked for the past year. Am I really surprised? But as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is. And until next time, I'll be a little less redundant, and I'll catch you guys later.